Hello and welcome to my channel. This is Lily from Astrodesign. In today's video I want to discuss a very important event in the sky that will affect all of us, whether you have aspects from your natal chart to this event or not. It doesn't matter because it's going to be a global effect. What I'm talking about is the fixed star Algol that comes to our unexpected troubled head goal. So, what is Algol? What exactly is going to happen in the sky? Why is it important to know? And briefly, how it will affect the world. These questions will be answered in this video. Right now, Algol is in Taurus zodiac sign at the degree of 26.26. In human design, its placement is the 8th gate with line number 3, which called the phony. So what is Algol? In Greek and Roman mythology, Algol is called the head of Medusa. Others call it devil's head, demon star, Satan head, etc. It is one of the fixed stars notorious for their negativity. Its activation refers to a deep rage from within, an irrational expression of a need for the negative expression of the human presence in the illusion of the Maya. Algol represents Saturn and Jupiter together, very opposing energies. One expands and the other shrinks. That is why it can, if activated by the beneficial forces, play out as positive contribution, otherwise the opposite. This star depicts unfortunate events, violence, decapitation, hanging, electrocution, and mob violence, and gives a dogged and violent nature. What exactly is going to happen in the sky? The planet Mars is going to make a close activating aspect to this fixed star Algol, together with Uranus that is already there. This rare celestial event will be within a 3-degree effective orb from July the 11th till July the 20th. On the 16th of July, it will be the most accurate. Mars conjunct Uranus once every 2 years, but not with Algol in the picture. Uranus got close to Algol in middle of May this year. But if this conjunction is not enough, we have Mercury in Leo, the egoistic and prideful sign, slows down in its pre-retrograde shadow period. Although this conjunction will be 9 days, its effect will be vast and long-term. Last time we had this conjunction was in 1940, in the World War II. You can Google it. Between April and June, Germany invaded Denmark and Norway, and they surrendered, and there were many attacks from the German to Western Europe. At 7th of December 1941, Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, and in the sky that day, Saturn conjunct Uranus conjunct Algol. Anyway, after Mars will move on, Uranus is still going to be conjuncting Algol until the end of June 2025. So why is it important to know? Every one of us have this 26 degrees in Taurus in our birth chart, but some people have it activated all their life through important aspects of their planets to it. If you don't have anything connected to this degree in your birth chart, and even not in your transit chart, it won't affect you directly and personally, but through what will happen worldwide collectively. So anyway, everyone is going to be affected. This is why it's important to know, because it can maybe give you some advantage because you know something is going to happen and you can prepare for it better, like buy supplies, as simple as that. How it can affect the world. The answer to this lies in the qualities of energies combined and how they will perform individually. Let's first understand the energies individually. So, what is Mars? It is perceived as the god of war, masculine, yang energy, aggressive, immature, quick tempered, action oriented, loves to cut, represents weapons such as knives and guns, and in countries or mundane astrology, it represents defense mechanisms and systems like police, army, and soldiers. What is Uranus? The rebellious child, quick, impulsive, sudden, eccentric, unpredictable, although scientifically creative, with many discoveries, but it brings chaos, some strange freak qualities, and uniqueness. Also, it represents explosions, electricity, and the internet. In the mundane astrology for countries, it represents mass demonstrations, rioting, and outbreaks of political tension, fascism, and the urge towards individualism, as well as anarchy and nihilism, revolutions, and even earthquakes. What is Taurus? This is one of the most material and wealth-oriented sign, which loves stability, lot of pleasure, convenience, and it rules the head and the throat. Human design wise, the energy that this conjunction is going to happen, as I said earlier, it's the gate number 8 in the third line, which called the phony. This gate called holding together and contribution. Being our own self can contribute to the whole. But here we have energies that doesn't know that through being itself, it can benefit the whole. So this energy is trying to lie to itself and others in order to get recognition, but it's false. This is an energy that comes out of the throat, one of the throat expression gates, which says, I know I can, or I know I can't. It's very individual energy that doesn't want to have anything to do with the collective, but have to play its game in order to get its desired admiration. The negative side of this can be seen everywhere in our society, from educational institutions that want everyone to wear the same thing and learn the same thing to conform to the universal patterns of society in order to belong to one society or another. Because this gate is going to be activated by very immature, impulsive, and aggressive nature planets, um, it can play out worldwide as a very extreme energy, or people would like to be so individualistic that they will do anything against the society. Individual energy in human design is craving for attention, is craving for being seen and appreciated for its uniqueness. And many people can, in this period of time, because of the activation of this energy, show it through something very, very extreme, and they will bring negative attention. So yes, it will be attention, but won't be a good one, and it will be on the expense of other people, even other people's lives. Also, the third line activation can bring many people to do imitation jobs to get money out of others. So beware of scams in the financial field. Now that you know the energies at play, it is not difficult to guess that their combination can lead to sudden event related to aggression and fighting, violence, or explosions that will cause further damage to the material world and our resources. Despite all the volatile, aggressive energy, we have the regenerative Pluto star that supports in a good way this event in the sky. So, no matter how horrific it will be on the collective level, it will bring some benefit to us in some form of social change in the future. Now, as we all know, there are two wars going on in the world. So, after seeing the maps of Ukraine and Israel, unfortunately, there is no good news there. According to the birth chart of Ukraine, it has several important planets in Leo that create a very high tension, aggressive aspect to this Algol conjunction. And to be more specific, Venus, Mercury, and Jupiter located in the end of Leo, and they form this aggressive, full of tension aspect. Venus in the map of Ukraine represents its land and territories. Jupiter represents endings and what happens behind the scene, as well as hospitals and prisons. Mercury represents the fifth house, which is children, big events of artists, happy events. And also, it is the ruler of the eighth house, so something sudden related to an event with casualties. All these can indicate a sudden explosion with widespread damage to children, young people, women in a big event, or the results will be vast. Regarding the state of Israel, in the first place, the planet Sun in the birth chart is a conjunct to the planet Algol in Taurus, which also creates a negative aspect for the country's Mars. The aforementioned transit not only negatively activates the Sun and Mars, the planets that represent enemies for Israel chart, but also involves the Mars of the universe. So there can be something sudden and extreme in the fightings that will lead to an aggravation. There can be even more soldier casualties. Another factor from the map that is pointing to some kind of big event with casualties, it's that this conjunction takes place at the entrance of the eighth house in the birth chart of Israel, which is notorious as the house of traumas, difficult events of life and death situations. Anyway, worldwide, it is very possible that what will happen will lead to the entry of more countries into fighting zone, especially in Europe. On the more personal level, if you have planets in contact with this conjunction, the effect will be more personal and strong. Otherwise, the effect will be a byproduct of what will happen worldwide. Now I will give you a few advice how to get through this period. So the general recommendation I have is to avoid events where there are many people because someone will get out of control in such a big event and it can lead to violence. Another important advice is to buy a stock of your basic products, be it food or anything else, especially if you are in a combat zone. Third advice is to pay more attention and to be more present in the body and as little as possible in the mind. You can do it by meditating, doing sport, arts, and the like. Don't get involved in debates. An opinion is not a map and has no defined territory, so you don't need to conquer it. Don't drive or be in a vehicle, especially between the 14th of July until the 18th. Don't renovate, build, or repair anything and be very careful with knives. Don't start anything new unless it's technical or scientific project. If you think you need adrenaline from the outside, wait until the 21st of July to do something about it. Be very vigilant with your important stuff. Don't leave them when you cannot find them and others can. Don't do big purchases, especially vehicles or houses. In order to avoid your mind from heating too much and being upset or um, angry about something in this period, it is advised to do something to occupy your mind for the benefit of your life, meaning it could be some learning or reading something that is interesting to you. And the last advice from me to you is to do some breathing work, meaning to focus more on your body functions rather than your mind function. This is all for this video. I wish that everybody will take care more of their own self and body, love themselves more. That way they won't fight each other, if only for the reasons that they love their body and afraid to hurt it. This is my wish for the world. I thank you for listening to my video, and if it wasn't enough and you would like to get some tailored guidance to your birth chart, feel free to contact me. And please don't forget to subscribe for more interesting videos and to put a like for my efforts. Thank you and take care.